the cloud. Hey everybody, Rob here for our BSPU call on Tuesday, January 22nd. Great to be with you all today. Today is part two from last week where we're talking about failing forward fast, and in particular my free plus shipping funnel. If you weren't here for last week, I'll give you a very brief recap, and then I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what's going on. So last week what I shared with you was the free plus shipping funnel has been doing nothing short of magnificent. It has been absolutely crushing it. I'm going to go through it all with you, each page with you in a few minutes when I share my screen. And it's been going so well. In fact, last week I shared with you that we ran out of books. We had 2,000 books on back order with Amazon, and we're selling 50 to 60 a day. All over the world. We could sell more, but what we decided to do was we made some pretty significant changes to the funnel, and we decided to test doing all of it via a digital download. So no more actually sending my physical book to people, but let's test sending the digital with all of the various upsells and see what kind of results that we get from that. Obviously, that saves us about $7 in fulfillment cost on this, and that's U.S. shipping. So basically, it's $3 to print. It's about $3.50 to print and ship to my fulfillment center, and then it's another $3.50 for them actually to put it in a package and ship it domestically. It's about $14 to ship it internationally, including printing costs and all of that. That's why we charge $14.95 for the international. So we decided, let's go ahead and test, because we're out of books anyway. We don't want to just shut the funnel down. It's going so well. Let's go ahead and test digital only, and maybe this would be like a huge blessing in disguise. So I want to go over the numbers with you. Let's go ahead and I'll share my screen here, and let's look at these numbers together. Okay, so I am showing you my Facebook ads account for January 17th through today, January 22nd, which is roughly the time frame that we had the free plus shipping funnel going without any shipping, meaning just the digital version of the book. You can see in that period of time I spent about $5,175, so spending maybe a little over $1,000 a day. Some days $700-800, some days $1,200-1,300 on the ad spend. Don't get caught up worried about the numbers. This is what we've done in that period of time. So in that period of time, our gross sales, again, January 17th to January 22nd, same dates, $4,407.25. Now ignore these two numbers because they're not right. ClickFunnels isn't quite adjusting to our various offers. You can see a couple of things are happening which are very interesting. So what you see at the top here, this free plus shipping book, we actually sold 15 of the free plus shipping books without ads. In other words, we still have organic traffic going to our ads because people are sharing the ads, people are commenting on the ads. So even though I'm not spending any money advertising right now the physical version of the book, people are still going to this funnel every single day, and we sold 15 books organically without any ad spend whatsoever. All of the traffic that we're sending is going to the PDF version of Publish, Promote, Profit. And you can see over that period of time, again, the 17th through the 22nd, today it's noon Pacific, so you know, we don't even have a half day registered yet, but we've done 94 sales. 80 of those are just the book alone. Now, by the way, we're still offering the book for $7.95. It's the same price, but we're telling them all you're getting is the digital download. Now, I'm going to share with you the negative there. There's a couple negatives. But 80 people out of the 94 just took the $7.95 version. 14 took the upgrade, which was $37, which included the digital version of this and the digital version of my workbook. And 20 people took the bonus Kickstarter course for another $37, okay? Now, I did the math. This number isn't right. but I did the math. This is actually really good. We had 109 total purchases, 15 there and 94 there. And our average cart value is $40.43 with no fulfillment whatsoever, which is obviously fantastic. Now, just looking at the simple numbers in pure math, you can see we spent roughly $5,200. We made $4,400, so we lost $800. Now, we didn't lose anything on the fulfillment of it, but we don't have this actually physically in people's hands, which that I believe personally hurts, especially in the publishing space, which I'm in. But what we've done in that period of time is we got 500 and roughly 60 people opting in to the list, which is a significant number in that period of time. And we have 109 buyers that many of them have applied for strategy session applications, et cetera, to work with us and do maybe one of our high ticket programs, because that's really what I'm doing here, right? I would love to make money. Like, I'd love for these numbers to be flipped. I'd love for this to be 4,000 and this to be 5,000. And so for every 100 books I sell, I make $1,000 in my pocket, but that's not where it's at right now. Maybe we could get it there. This is a brand new funnel, right? With the adjustments, maybe we could get it there. But right now I'm losing money for every book that I sell. But you have to understand, my goal in all of this is not just to sell books at a profit, because that's hard to do. My goal in all of this is to find the right clients for bestseller publishing and our done-for-you services. Done-for-you publishing, done-for-you ghostwriting, done-for-you promotion, done-for-you PR and media. And we've increased the number of packages that we have and offers that we have and all kinds of different things that we're now doing. So those are the clients that I'm looking for in all of this. Now, let me just go through the funnel with you, because I haven't done this in a while and it's probably be a good idea. This is the funnel that people are going to. This is page one. Many of you that are even on this call are on this call because this is how you initially found me. So this is page one. It's the video, the full publish, promote, profit. This is all the details of the book itself with all kinds of video testimonials from people, etc. Page two, the first offer, or OTO number one, is to get the audio version of the book and 6 courses for free. So I'm doing that for $47. It's a wonderful offer. That's why we have such a great take rate on it. The take rate on it right now is about 22%, right? So about 24 out of the 109 people took this, which is, 20% is a fantastic take rate on an offer. And you can see there's tons of details about it. There's details on each of the course that they get. This course is basically repurposed video that I did from my live 2-day event, my $1 Million Author Summit. And I took the live video from that and I repurposed it into 6 different courses. Okay, so that's one-time offer number one. One-time offer number two is an excellent offer. It is, how would you like to get live coaching calls, this call itself, for only 81 cents a day. And what that is 56 content pack modules. We actually broke down 2.5 years of my BSPU calls, and we give people a massive discount if they're willing to take action right away. And of course, there's details on all the things that they're going to get. And if they try to leave this page, then it gives them an offer, a downsell offer where they don't have to do one payment. They can actually do it in multiple payments. And then the very last page is start your training now, how to launch your book to bestseller and get real TV, radio, and media. And what I'm trying to do here is actually get strategy session applications, which is the ultimate goal of this funnel, is to get really qualified people to apply to work with bestseller publishing. And that is being done at the best rate ever. We've acquired some of the most amazing leads. We're going to have a record January. In fact, we're already at a record January right now. And in the next rest of the month, 9 days or so, I think we're going to beat our best January, which is one of the best months of the year for us. I think we're going to beat it by 25, 30, 40%. So the leads that we're getting from this funnel for virtually free are wonderful. They're absolutely outstanding. So again, recap. This is what I spent over that period of time. This is what I brought in. But over that period of time, I got roughly 560 email addresses and dozens of applications of people that wanted to work with us because of the number of very, very high qualified buyers that are getting my content. So what's the good and the bad of this? I'm going to take a big step back in a second, and I'm going to share with you kind of what I would call your master plan, or what our master plan is in all of this, and what yours can and should be. But I want to take a step back and share the things that I'm concerned about. We're going to keep running this funnel for the next couple of days and look at all the data through this Thursday. What I think is going to happen is I think we're going to find that ultimately, even with the fulfillment cost on the physical book, we're going to find that we're not faring any better on the digital version of the book than we were on the soft cover version. If we find that, then we're going to switch everything back, and we're going to go back to actually selling it via free plus shipping and ship this book into people's hands. Now, why am I going to do that? There are more moving parts. It is more difficult to do. But let me tell you something. There's something very, very powerful about having a physical version of your book in people's hands. There's something really powerful about me getting this physical book into people's hands. And if it doesn't cost me any more money from the standpoint of the funnel to do it, then I would much prefer to have thousands, tens of thousands of copies of this all over the country, all over the world, so that people can always have it on their desk or always have it on their bookshelf and come back to me 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road when they're finally ready to take action and move forward. Okay? So I think that's what we're going to find. I'll let you know next week what we actually do, but we're going to make that call at the end of this week, Thursday or Friday, after we look at all the data. And I think we're going to find that the data says that it's about the same to do the digital version as the soft cover version. And if that's the case, I want the soft cover version in people's hands. Okay? So let's take a step back and let's talk big picture for just a moment. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because there's nothing more to share with you. And I see there are some questions coming through already, but let me give you the big picture version. If you are using your book, right, your best-selling book, to start a new iteration of a business, like maybe you want to go from doing the thing to consulting and being a coach on whatever your expertise is, or maybe you want to just grow your business. If you want to get to 1 to 2 million in income, or add an additional 1 to 2 million in income with your book, all you need is one great high ticket offer in conjunction with your book. Okay? So if I just went book, my book, and book funnel, what I just showed you, to my offer of ghostwriting and book launch, which is high ticket, right? All done for you. That easily got my company to $1 million to $2 million without any problem, right? Now you need pieces in place, you need consultative sales and all kinds of pieces, but one high ticket offer, a good high ticket offer that you can fulfill on, is all you need to get to $1 to $2 million a year in income. If you want to get to 5 to 10 million in income, that's where you need to add additional offers into the marketplace. Now, what does that look like for me? Well, I was telling a new potential client yesterday that I'm writing 2 new books this year. One is more a personal book, but one is a book on media, PR, creating celebrity authority. And the person asked, well, you just did this book, right? I just did this a few months ago. Why are you creating a second? Because I want that second book to be an entire new offer into the marketplace that will add an additional $1 to $2 million in revenue to bestseller publishing because of the new offer and the new market that it's going to touch. So why would you do a second book or a third book? You don't need to do a second book or a third book. If you're trying to get to $1 to $2 million, you need one great offer and one great book that fulfills that for you, right? The book leads directly to the offer that you're making. But if you're trying to grow bigger than that, if you want to get to 3, 5, even 10 million, then you're going to need multiple offers and multiple different channels into the marketplace to get to those numbers. Now, there's more that you're going to need, right? You're going to need fulfillment, and you're going to need to have everything done properly. But I'm trying to give you the master plan, if you will. Why would you want to do multiple books? What is the purpose of it? How far can you go with one book? I'm telling you, one great book can get you to $1 to $2 million with a high ticket offer, not selling 1 million copies of this, but this leading to a high ticket offer done well can get you to $1 to $2 million. Absolutely. It's done that for me. It's done that for a number of my clients. It can do that for you with the right pieces in place using a funnel like the one that I just went over with you. If you want to go even bigger than that, then you're going to need multiple offers. From my perspective, that means multiple books that lead to multiple new funnels and multiple offers. Okay, so kind of gave you the master plan, what the idea is, why I'm writing, a second book for this year for a brand new offer that we're doing, a brand new funnel, and also gave you the update of our funnel as well. So now let's go ahead and dive into the questions themselves. You can ask any question, any subject matter. Doesn't have to be on the subject matter that we discuss. So let's go ahead and dive in. So Christy says you're charging $7.99 for the digital copy. That is correct. It's actually $7.95, Christy. I talked to a buddy of mine that does a lot of product sales, and he said, why are you reducing the price? Why don't you test the price at $7.95? And so I did it, and I found that it was working really, really well. Now, we might be able to do better adjusting it to a lower price point, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure that I just wouldn't rather get the physical version in people's hands if I can settle that whole printing fulfillment issue, which I think I have. So yes, we are charging the same price for the digital as well as the soft cover. Billy says, what is the book submission tool URL again? I think it's called Author Garage. So Billy, I think it is too, but it's in the membership area. So if you go into your BSPU membership area, you'll see a link that takes you to the book submission tool. And this is, of course, if you're doing it yourself. If we're launching your book for you, you don't need to worry about that. We'll handle all of that stuff. But if you're doing it yourself, then yes, I believe it's Author Garage, but I'm not 100% sure. What I do know is it's in your BSPU membership area under Book Submission Tool. You click that, and it brings you to the website that you need to go to. Paul says, yes, physical copies are powerful branding. Totally agree. Like I said, I think when we get to the bottom of it, we're going to find that we're no better selling a digital version than the soft cover. And if we're not making any more money and getting any more leads, then let's just get this physical version in people's hands. Jean, how are you, Jean? Jean says, I just received my printed version of my book in the mail. Yay, I feel a little bit stuck, but it's just fear to really take the next step. I'm going to create this one high ticket offer in my space. Love it. Yes, you need to think, and I see your book there, Jean. Congratulations. I love that. So you need to start thinking in terms of, okay, what are the problems that you can solve for the people in your space, right, that they're willing to write a good sized check? Obviously, you know what it is for my space. When I started this business 7 years ago, I just thought, this was such a hassle writing my first book that if I could have just written a check to somebody to get their help in ghostwriting and book launching and all that other stuff, I would have saved time, I would have saved money. And so I created this program based on what I saw my needs were in the marketplace. You're in your marketplace. You need to think in terms of what can I create that actually solves problems that people would be willing to write at least a good size 4-figure check for, right? $5,000, $6,000 minimum. And I'd say you want to have, an even higher ticket offer than that, something that's more in the 18 to 25K ultimate range. Maybe that's group coaching. There's lots of different options, but you need to think in those terms and figure that out for your market. Pete says, Rob, is an online course the best way to have a high ticket fulfillment item, or can you suggest other high ticket item ideas other clients have done? Sure. What I shared with you, Pete, is about as complicated as it can get, right? I'm sharing with you like the advanced physics version of a funnel. But when you get something like I created working, it's like an ATM. I mean, it's sending traffic to it, and people are buying it, and we're getting leads for free now, and it gives us this almost infinite ability to scale. So, but it is the most complicated, if you will. You could go right from book to application for coaching program. I have lots of clients that do that. Taki Moore does that with $1 Million Coach. Shanda Sumter does that with her book, Core Calling. So you could go right from book to whatever your high ticket offer is, like a coaching program or some type of done for you services. You don't have to have any of these, you don't have to have the audio version or the courses or any of that stuff. I just have a ton of that content that I have created over 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm like, this is really good stuff that I can, basically massively reduce the price of. What I would sell for $1,000, I'll sell for $47 and get 20 out of 100 people to take me up on that offer. And now that raises my average cart value, allows me to spend more money to acquire a lead. Billy says, cool. Gary says, I'm trying to grow my consulting business. Do you have any thoughts on charging per hour versus task versus on retainer? So great question, Gary. I would never charge per hour. Get away from that. Counselors do that, and attorneys do that, and it's just horrible. Your people, think of it this way. The people that you're helping in your consulting business don't want to spend hours with you. And I know that you're a great guy. I don't know you that well, but let's just pretend you're a great guy. They don't want to spend hours with you. They want their problem solved, right? If somebody, let's say that I always use fitness as an example. If someone came along and said, I'm going to charge $20,000 for this fitness program, you're going to get 20 hours a week with me in the gym. I'm going to bust your tail. I'm going to kick your butt. I'm going to show you what to eat. I'd go, 20 hours in the gym a week. That sounds like a lot of hard work. If someone else came along and said, hey, here's a pill. Now, it doesn't exist, but here's a pill. If you take this pill, then you'll have the physique you want. You can eat anything you want. You won't have to spend 20 hours in the gym with me. What's that pill worth? It's worth 10 times what the guy's selling his hourly coaching at, right? Because what I'm saying is people want the result you can get them more than they want hours with you. So take a step back from your consulting business and think, what result is it that they're coming to me for? And how can I get them that result with as little input from me, maybe not zero, but as little direct one-on-one input from me as possible, right? None of you want me writing your book. I promise you that, right? You don't want me editing your book. You've seen my emails. So what do I have? I have a team in place to get you the results that you want. It's not about me and time with me that's important. It's about getting you that result. So don't think hourly or even task. Think result. If I could get them this result, what is it worth? And then start, kind of putting the pieces together to get them that result with as little involvement from you as possible. Hopefully that makes good sense. Christy says, can you show me what the online course looks like again in your membership area? It's a video and worksheets that make up the course. Just trying to figure out how to structure my courses. So, Christy, let me see if I can share my screen and log in and do that. I don't know the login like to the, like my book membership area. I don't know that offhand, but I can show you one of my other membership areas, and they all look the same, right? Because it's all built in ClickFunnels. So let's go back here. Let's just go into ClickFunnels. Let me pull up some of my funnels. All right, so here is the Publish My Bestseller membership site. Membership area. Let's see. Just see if this is better. I want to show you what the membership area looks like. Maybe I just need to go ahead and log in. All right. I don't know if this will immediately pull it up, but let me see. All right, so here's the membership area of BSPU, right? So you have the initial modules. This isn't BSPU, actually. This is the full Publish My Bestseller program. So you have the initial modules of the book publishing. Then you have bonus PR training and resources I have. Then additional bonus trainings I offer. Then the software, which is the book submission tool. Then webinar VSL training. These are all kind of bonus trainings that I throw in. Speaking training. I have resources, which is how to sign up for ClickFunnels, the BSPU coaching calls, and I even have all the recordings from one of my $1 Million Author Summits in there. So basically, you know, I mean, ClickFunnels gives you like a simple way to outline it, you know, to put it all together. I use ClickFunnels. I create all this. All of our membership areas are done in ClickFunnels. It's really not complicated. So you just want to, you know, if you have it done in modules, then you can just create it so that every module is just right here, right? Like here's my Launch Your Bestseller program, and here's the 5 modules for that, right? With transcripts that they can download, the video course itself. There's module 2 on hybrid ghostwriting. There's a video breakdown of what happens. They can download, you know, one of the resources I give, that kind of thing. So you can lay out your course just like this. Really simple. You can see we have multiple videos here for uploading your book to KDP, picking the best category, other resources, etc. So hopefully that makes sense. I just use, Christy, I just use ClickFunnels for all of that stuff. Let's see. Billy says, I know you've covered this question before, but what are your current thoughts on ISBNs, file copyrights, Library of Congress? We don't worry about Library of Congress or copyright in most cases. We do an ISBN, obviously, for every client's book separate. So you definitely want to have your own ISBN. It doesn't take much to file a copyright if you feel the need to do that, but for the most part, I don't worry about that. I want to create content. I want to get content into people's hands, and you know, most of what we're doing is not as important to copyright. So, but totally up to you, and something that you can do there. Paul says people buy their way out of problem rather than into them. Right, they're buying their way out of pain, and how can we help them solve their pain as quickly as possible? Right, and the bigger the pain is, they call it. Some gurus call it a bleeding neck. Right? If you can figure out what the bleeding wound is and help them to solve that, then they're going to write you a big check to solve that problem. Christy says, so is it a video with separate worksheet in the curriculum? Just trying to figure out if I have to put it all in one file or it can be multiple files. I got it. I see the video and the downloadable items. Yep, exactly. Yeah, you don't need it all in one. You separate it out. You can have multiple videos. I actually do things a little bit differently now. I used to do it all in one video. Now I do it in bite-sized videos. You know, I have a new course coming out. I have a new course on media and PR. It's bite-sized videos, 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 2 minutes there, 9 minutes there, that kind of thing. That's easier for people to consume than one, you know, 90-minute presentation going over all of it. Gary says, if some of your content comes from books you have read over the years, are there any copyright concerns? And if so, how do you address them? Would you just use the book you read as a reference? Well, number one, you're not going to plagiarize, right? So, we have had issues with people submitting manuscripts to us where there was a ton of plagiarizing that was done. And we run it through a system, I can't remember what it's called, but we run it through a system to check if any of it's been plagiarized. And if it has, then we kick that back, right? And I'm not talking about books that we ghostwrite. I'm talking about books that people write and then submit to us to publish and do our book launches on them. So number one, you're not going to plagiarize. Number two, obviously, if there's something that requires a reference, like maybe there's a reference to a study or there's reference to, certain data, then you're going to reference that book and you're going to reference that, particular information. In most cases, you won't even remember, where you heard something or if you read it or if you learned it somewhere else. But obviously, if you've learned something from a coach, a consultant, an expert, then I always just reference, I give credit where credit is due. So if I learn something from Taki Moore, about the sales process, then I'm going to say, hey, I learned this, from a good friend and client of mine, Taki Moore. He's a great coach. Go check his stuff out. We did his book for him, blah, blah, blah. I just reference it in passing if I've learned something from somebody and I'm using their material or I'm speaking on a subject that they have authority in. In many cases, though, Gary, that's just not the case. In many cases, the things that we teach on are kind of public knowledge and whether it's the steps that we use to book somebody on radio or TV, creating a segment proposal, a one sheet, et cetera. I mean, that's in every media and PR book. That there's no one person that I would ever reference for something like that. So you just have to figure out how detailed is it, how specific is this information, and if it's specific, then you want to reference it. If not, then you don't need to worry about it. Christy says, cool. Paul says, yes, always reference and footnote your sources, at least what they taught us in communication school. Yeah, totally. You again, I won't repeat it. I said what I said, so you get it. Great, good stuff. We looked at big picture, right? 1 to 2 million in coaching, consulting, in anything that you're doing in some type of service. 1 to 2 million. You need one great high ticket offer, and your book will lead to that through some type of funnel. I'm showing you mine. If you want to get to 3, 4, 5, and upwards of 10, you need multiple offers. And for me, that means I'm writing new books and I have multiple offers that I'm rolling out into the marketplace, as you see many other people do. That's the big picture. I've shown you the littler picture today, which is, my particular free plus shipping funnel and what that looks like. So hopefully that'll help. I'll probably do part 3 next week, which will be what's the final conclusion. Are we going back to the physical version or are we sticking with the digital version? I've told you what I thought is going to happen. Anyway, you guys are great. Hope it was helpful today. All of this is recorded, of course. It'll be in the membership area, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.